We are following breaking news out of Slovakia.
That's right. There has been an apparent assassination attempt. A suspect has been detained and is accused of shooting the country's prime minister, whose office says he is in life-threatening condition right now. Local media reports Robert Fico was shot multiple times in the stomach. This as he met with supporters in the town of Handlova. He was then airlifted to a local hospital.
The Slovakian president condemned the shooting as an attack on democracy. CBS News foreign correspondent Chris Livesay is monitoring this developing story for us. Chris, what do we know about the attack so far?
Hey, Lana and Errol, well, we know that it's a shock, first and foremost, in a country and a part of the world where these things simply don't happen, at least not with the same kind of regularity that it does in the United States, where access to these weapons is simply very, very hard to come by. We know that he was speaking outside of a cultural center when he was shot, according to public television, multiple times. A suspect, we're told, has been apprehended. There's footage which appears to show this suspect with his hands bound. Right now, we're just hearing solidarity and shock coming from leaders both within Slovakia and around Europe, primarily, where this is resonating so very, very loudly.
And this is not an individual well-known on the international stage. Give us a sense of Fico, how he's viewed in the country, because I've seen him described as a Putin-allied prime minister of the country, and the president has said an attack on her political opponent is an attack on democracy. So where does he fit into the political landscape there?
Well, he's very divisive, that's for sure. It's hard to put him in a box and say whether he's left or right, but there has been growing fear that he is sliding towards that more authoritarian way of governing that we've seen in places like nearby Hungary, which have been more pro-Russian in recent years, and drifting away from the European Union and from NATO. Now, this is absolutely a NATO country. It is one that is on the border with Ukraine and has been affected by that conflict, but it's seen some growing division. This is a prime minister who came back into power after having served as prime minister twice before. Just this past year, he came back into power, and earlier this year, he cut off military aid to Ukraine, and that's been seen as extremely controversial. We've seen protests in Bratislava, the capital, and elsewhere in the country, people turning out by the thousands to come out and speak against these changes in the government. This is the backdrop. This is just what the context is in the country, but we still don't know exactly what the motivations are for this shooting.
That's right. This is a breaking development. Chris Livesay will check in with you as we learn more. Thank you very much.